recognized symbol of excellence for your entertainment.
Welcome to Machino Music, the show that puts music in Machino music, with your host, me, Brett Strong. Today on Machino Music, it's part 2 of my 20 favorite pop albums. This is the top 10, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Part 2 of my 20 favorite pop albums. This is the top 10. And as I said on part 1, this was fairly difficult. My head was bashing against the wall. I killed so many trees writing stuff down, writing what I thought, and then tearing that out, throwing that in the garbage. It was just I feel bad for killing the environment as much as I did trying to put this together. But I think I did it. These are not ranked in any way. It's not saying one is better than the other because, it's hard enough just to put it together in any kind of order. So these are just my 10 favorites. It's one album per artist / band, whatever. Now, before we get started, let's do a recap of 20 through 11. Okay, there you go. That's 20 through 11. Show me the Batmobile driving backwards. There you go. Batmobile driving backwards. Now let's get right into this. Here we go. Katy Perry, Teenage Dream. From 2008 to 2010. Why did I say 2008? I have it written down. I'm a bumbo. I've written down 2008 from 2010. Wow. But yeah, this is a great album. Perfect album, I think. Every song on this is good. This was like Katy Perry at her best. I think just like all her best tunes are right here on this album. Teenage Dream, the title track. Last Friday Night, a lot of fun. Has a really fun video. California Girls featuring Snoop Dogg. Really fun tune. Circle the Drain is awesome. That's kind of a rocker. Like if you think, it's just all poppy. No, that song is just really, really cool. And I think for a reason why there's a parental advisory explicit content on here, because she says the F word on it. I'm smelling it because it used to smell like candy. I think it's... Oh, wait a minute. No, it still smells like cardboard. It just used to smell like candy when it first... It's just been sitting out for too long with stuff stacked on it, whatever, and it's lost all its flavor. But not the musical content. Still slaps, as the kids like to say. Next I'm going Britney Spears, Baby One More Time. Had to have a Britney Spears album on here. Few I could have gone with, but I thought, gotta go with the debut. This was the introduction of Britney. Baby One More Time, title track. So good. You Drive Me Crazy, which I think could be, at least it's up there. I did Britney Spears top 10 songs, keeps changing all the time. That could be my favorite Britney Spears song. I just absolutely love it. And actually, the album closes out with a really cool cover of Cher. Well, Sonny and Cher. The Beat Goes On, which is really cool. I remember that kind of being a big deal. Wow, she's covering a Cher song. Why not? And look how innocent she is. That's That's the innocent Britney. This is the Britney we wished could have stayed around. All that conservatorship nonsense. Just finished reading her autobiography, her memoir, The Woman in Me. I mean, some of the stuff you read about, like she went through the crap. Oh my god. So yeah, had to have this album, and there will be a Britney Spears album ranking coming up. We're just ironing out the details on that, but that is coming up. But see where this one ranks on that. But here's where it is. Not that these are ranked, but had to have a Britney album somewhere. All right, next I'm going Christina Aguilera, Back to Basics. Gotta have a Christina album as well. As Britney and Christina, they were like the two. They were like, yeah, but this one, what I like about this one is that it's kind of more of a jazz album. It's got kind of more like a fun feel to it. It's not so like it's got different elements than just being a straightforward pop album. And it's a double album, which is really cool. And there's just like some great tunes on here. I mean, it's just like Ain't No Other Man, one of my favorite Christina songs. Love it. Also got Candyman, which is a lot of fun. And that video, you got 3 Christina Aguileras. It's so cool, and it's kind of a tribute to like the Andrews sisters, but it's like it's Christina Aguilera as all 3 of them. They're the Aguilera sisters, and it's just so much fun. Yeah, really cool. And Christina really has the vocals going. She can hear big, huge vocals. Yeah, it's a lot of great songs, a lot of variety on here. It's like a pop album, but it's also a bit of a jazz album, like show tunes, kind of fun vibe to it. Just dig it. Back to Basics. She looks fabulous on the album cover. She looks fabulous on the back. Everything about Christina Aguilera is absolutely fabulous. Love it. So, had that Christina. Next, more recent one, Charlie XCX, Crash. This album, when I first heard it, like, this is so good. Like, it's just, again, a perfect album, I think. I think every song is great. Put it on. It just puts you in a good mood. It's fun. Got a few kind of dark lyrics on it, too, which I think is really cool. I mean, the title track's great. New Shapes, awesome. Love that tune. Lightning is fantastic. The way that hit, oh man, when that kicks in, so good. Baby, love Baby.
Baby.
Every Rule, such a beautiful song. It's about like a love that shouldn't be happening. You're breaking every rule.
And in the morning we got coffee.
Yuck. It says bad words on it. And there's her bum. All right, next. Madonna, Like a Virgin. Had to have Madonna somewhere. So this is upside down. Because this you see is like right side up when you look at it. And then this is upside down. So if I have it like this on the back cover and then I hold it up like this is going to be upside down. So yeah. But yeah, this is I think my favorite Madonna album. So good. To read the songs, I have to put it upside down. Yeah, there's so many great tunes on here. I think this is a perfect album. So good. That's my favorite Madonna song, which is Shooby-Doo. Absolutely love that song. Such a great tune. Of course, the big hits. I mean, Material Girl, Like a Virgin. Dress You Up was big. But yeah, there's really not a bad song on this. Madonna at the height of her powers. And again, I've showed this album before. I gotta say, this is just all beat to crap. I don't know who the hell, who had this before? Whatever you're doing, I actually don't want to know what you were doing, because you could have been like rubbing it all up against your private parts. And I'm touching it. I don't want to think about that, but it's a great album. Had to have Madonna. Show Me the Batmobile Driving Backwards. There you go. All right. Gwen Stefani, Love Angel Music Baby. This album, I mean, I'm a big No Doubt fan. One of my all-time favorite bands. Love Gwen Stefani. And I mean, when she left No Doubt, and this is like kind of like everyone was kind of like mad, like, oh yeah, she sold out to pop. No, this is a phenomenal album. You just want to hate on it just because, you know, she's not with No Doubt anymore, and that she kind of left, kind of doing like rock music, actual real music that real people listen to. But I remember this is a phenomenal album. I mean, I when I first heard, like, this is like, I mean, it's such a throwback. It's got like an 80s vibe to it. It also sounds really modern. I mean, What You Waiting For? Such a great opening track, and that's kind of the big single. A lot of big singles off of here. Rich Girl, featuring Eve, who was kind of like a big rapper at the time. So like hip-hop influences on here, which is really cool. Holla Back Girl, great tune. Love it. Cool. Serious, which is one of my all-time favorite pop songs. And I think probably my favorite Gwen Stefani solo song. Absolutely love it. I mean, just great tunes on here. I mean, this is... I mean, her other albums are really good too, but I mean, this one's just an absolute masterpiece. I mean, it's just like, it just sounds so good, and it still holds up. It's a great record. All right, this had to be on here. And again, this is why these aren't ranked, so I know people are freak out, like, oh, this should be number one. But Michael Jackson, Thriller. I had to put this somewhere. This is just, I mean, this is the pop album. This was like the big crossover album. I mean, nothing bigger than this. This is an original vinyl, too, by the way. It's not really worth anything because everybody has this album, but still, this is great. Want to Be Starting Something Awesome. Of course, Thriller, the title track. Beat It, which is a crossover tune. It's kind of a rock tune. Has Steve Lukather playing the main guitar riff, and of course Eddie Van Halen playing the guitar solo. One of the first times I heard Eddie Van Halen, and it was through this. And I think a lot of people, it's like, if they weren't exposed to sort of heavy music, rock music, and were only listening to this, listen to pop, they didn't know who Eddie Van Halen was, and they're hearing him for the first time on this, and maybe you get into Van Halen. That's what was so cool about this. Is like, it was like so many different influences. Also, Paul McCartney's on here on The Girl Is Mine, which is actually not a very good song. I don't dig it, but I mean, Paul McCartney. If you never heard, if you never heard of Paul McCartney before, and you'd heard this, you're like, whoa, who is this? And then you maybe get into the Beatles. If you were a child in the '80s who didn't know anything about the Beatles, but yeah, and Billie Jean. So good. Human Nature. PYT, Pretty Young Thing. So good. There's just so many great tunes on here. And, you know, Michael Jackson's kind of got a complicated legacy. But, I don't know. It's just... He had so many other great albums. I mean, I got to do a whole Michael Jackson show at some point. But I'm talking about Thriller. Oh, it's just so cool. Let's open it up here. See, there he is. He's got the little tiger. No Bubbles the monkey. That's the little tiger. I don't think it had a name. Okay, next. Lady Gaga, Chromatica. There's a few Lady Gaga albums I could have gone with. I could have gone with Born This Way, which is fantastic. I could have gone with Joanne. But this one, I think, is my favorite. I mean, I did a Lady Gaga album ranking. I think this one's still my favorite. I mean, it's her most recent album. It's from 2020. It was like a highlight of 2020 was this album coming out and just being so much fun. Kind of gets you through those times because of great songs. Stupid Love. Love it. Rain on Me with Ariana Grande, who I'm not actually a big fan of solo, like just her own thing. I'm not a really big Ariana Grande fan, but still, big deal. Her collaborating with Lady Gaga, they sound great together. It's such a great, great song. Love Rain on Me. Free Woman, Fun Tonight. Love Fun Tonight. Yeah, Plastic Doll, which still should have been used in the Barbie movie. What was going on there? That song, like, that was a missed opportunity. That's a perfect song. It's not a stupid song like Barbie Girl by Aqua, which is now big again, and they said they weren't going to use it in the movie, and they did. A reworking of it, but still. Should have used Plastic Doll, because it's a darker song, and it's actually kind of commentary on being a doll and not being taken seriously. I don't know, missed opportunity. That's my little rant on that. But yeah, so many great tunes on here. Had to have some Lady Gaga, and I'm putting Chromatica. Alright, we're in the top 2, everybody. And I had to go Dua Lipa, Future Nostalgia. Again, another one, 2020. Very recent. Another highlight of 2020. Got us through that. But this record, I mean, it's like a perfect album. I put this on. Every song is great. Every song is it's got a fun vibe. It's so cool. And it is like, you will think of this as future nostalgia. Like, in the future, in the distant future, this album is going to feel like nostalgia. It's so brilliant. As right in the title. But yeah, the title track is great. Cool, levitating, of course, and only this version. Forget the baby. He's a homophobic jerk. Hell with that guy. But just a regular one of just, yeah, love it. Don't Start Now, great. Physical, Break My Heart, Love Again, so good. Love that video. Boys Will Be Boys, closing it out. I think that song has a really good, empowering message. But yeah, dig it. What I like is that it got a sense of humor, too. There's a lot of sense of humor about on this album. And Dua Lipa is just so fabulous. I mean, she's Albanian. She's British. She's just so cool. She's just, look at her. She's just the coolest. I want to be Dua Lipa. Love it. All right. My number 1, not that these are ranked again, but still, I guess we're calling it the number 1 because it kind of had to be. I mean, I thought Spice, the first Spice Girls album. I was going to put Spice World, which I think is my favorite Spice Girls album. Absolutely love it. But this album, I mean, had to go with the debut. Because I talk about Spice World so much. I kind of change it up a bit. And also, this one can kind of flip-flop. You know, Spice Girls only have like 3 albums. So, I mean, it's kind of, you know, it's not hard for them to flip-flop and move around. But, I mean, this has just so many great songs. I mean, it has, like, I think my 2 favorite Spice Girls songs, Say You'll Be There and Who Do You Think You Are. Just awesome. I mean, Say You'll Be There, when I first heard that, I was like, this is so much fun, so fantastic, really got me into Spice Girls. The music video is so much fun. And Who Do You Think You Are, another one of those songs. I mean, I just never get tired of it. It's so good. I can just listen to that song over and over. Of course, Wannabe was the big, huge hit. Two Become One. Naked, another one of my favorite Spice Girls songs. If You Can't Dance, another favorite. I mean, there's just so many great songs on this. Show also this, the 25. I mean, it's the only, I got like the special edition of, I mean, it's just so cool. The Spice Girls kind of had to be, I guess, my all-time favorite. But I mean, I love all these albums. I love pop music. We talk about a little bit of everything on here. So yeah, I hope you don't mind me going full-out pop here, especially after doing like a few weeks of rock shows, which I think people want to listen to more and want to hear somebody on YouTube talking about rock. But I want to talk about pop. I want to talk about a little bit of everything on here. And yeah, I mean, I listen to all kinds of music. And this was kind of the music that was really big when I was in school. So it kind of like, you can't ignore these songs. And not just you try, you can't ignore them. And also, it doesn't matter. You like these songs too. You may think you don't, and I'm just gonna listen to Slayer all the time. You can't just listen to heavy metal and Slayer all the time. You can't ignore this stuff. You get stuck in your head. They're earworms. And so yeah, I dig I dig these albums. I dig pop. And I had a lot of fun doing this. And if you're a fan of any of these albums, part 1, part 2, whatever, I hope you enjoyed this. That's it for this week. Until we meet again, this is Brett Strong saying good journey.